Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie and let's get started. For DIY number one, I am taking inspiration from this picture that I found on Pinterest, and it's the picture of the football with the flowers in it. So let's get started. So here I have my two football wreath forms, and these are from the Dollar Tree. And I was going to paint them, but I kind of like the fact that they're black. So I'm just going to use them in this color, and I'm just going to join them together with these mini zip ties. So at each of the three sections on each side, they'll be joined together with a zip tie like this. So I'm just going to go kind of like diagonal so they're nice and secure, and that's it as far as adhering them together. Just zip ties, simple and easy, until they look like this. So here I'm just removing the excess of the zip ties, and now we can continue with the rest. So here I'm taking some jute twine, and this is the thicker one from Crafter's Square, and I'm going to take a nice long piece, and I'm going to go around the bottom edge of this wreath form. So right here, as you can see, I'm going to just kind of wind it around this piece here, and I'm going to go completely around the whole football in this manner. And it's not going to be for decorative purposes. This is more for me to adhere hot glue onto it. So here it is, all nice and covered in this jute twine, and I'm going to snip off the excess so you can see it's just one row on the bottom. And now I'm going to go in with some of this really pretty trim that a wonderful subscriber sent to me. This stuff is so beautiful. It's almost like a burlap lace kind of. So I'm just going to add a bead of glue and adhere this beautiful trim around the bottom of this football wreath form, and I'll just do sections at a time. Make sure I don't burn my fingers because this is almost like a lace, so it's very delicate, very thin. And so I'll just keep going around until I get it to look like this. And now I'll adhere the two ends together to close it up and make it one full piece. And now I'm going to go back in with some of the jute twine to create some tassels. I'm going to create one large tassel, and I'm going to create 8 smaller tassels in this manner. So I'm just going to wrap the jute twine around my hand. This one's for the larger tassel, and create these tassels. And I'll just show you real quick how I did them. And here is the larger tassel, and then the 8 smaller tassels. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to tie these smaller tassels to this burlap piece of trim where the holes are on the bottom, like this. And then the one larger tassel will go in the very center of the football where the peak is, like this. So now I'm going to take a piece of a pool noodle that I had left over, and I'm taking some burlap that I have on hand as well, and I'm going to add a bead of glue, and I'm going to attach or adhere some of this burlap onto this pool noodle on one side, and I'll do the same on the opposite side. Now I'm not going to do a full coverage because I'm using this pool noodle to hold my florals, so in a sense it'll act as my floral foam, and so I don't want the whole thing covered, just the sides that you might see underneath the football wreath. So here I'm tucking in all the pieces inside, that way they stay nice and neat. And so here I'm just going to pop this in like this, and I'm just going to push it down enough so I make sure it's nice and secure inside, and I'm not going to hot glue it or anything. I'm leaving it like this. And here I'm just going to go in with some of my florals, some sunflowers, Gerber daisies, and pumpkin maples. And so again, here's my inspiration piece, and here's mine. I made it my own. what do you guys think? Today's video is a part of the Inspired DIYs Fall and Thanksgiving Decor playlist, and it is hosted by Mary Beth from MB Gray Designs and Ellie from DIY from House to Home. And we are to create inspired DIYs from Pinterest or Kirkland's or what have you. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So when you're done watching my video, please head over to my description box and watch the playlist. Okay, on to DIY number 2, another Pinterest. I saw this beautiful tray, so I decided, I've seen these kind of trays at Dollar Tree. So here I'm going to use this tray here, and I'm going to go in with some of the Waverly chalk paint and the color plaster and paint it up like this. So now I'm just going to set this aside, and I'm going to take one of these really pretty napkins, and these were sent to me by that same fantastic, wonderful subscriber. She sent me a bunch of really great items. Oh my goodness, she's fantastic. So I'm taking this napkin and I'm going to peel off the backing, the extra layer that's on the back. We're not going to need it. Well, actually we do need it later on for some dry brushing. You know, can't waste anything. Makes a perfectly good napkin. So here I peel it off, and I'm going to go in with my scissors and remove all the excess paper that I'm definitely not going to need. And I actually only end up using one of these two. I thought I would use both, but no, I end up just using the one. So disregard the fact that I'm using two here. So here I'm going to go in with my little bowl of water. I put a little bit of water in my little bowl and a tiny little brush, and I'm going to paint with water the lines where I want to just rip off the excess paper. And this works perfectly because once this kind of tissue paper is wet or napkin paper is wet, it just tears off really easily. So just go above the picture that you're trying to keep, and then once it's wet, just tear off the excess, and you have a perfectly molded, shaped piece of napkin that you can decoupage onto whatever surface you'd like. In my case, it'll be on this tray. So here I realize I'm not going to use that second one. So here I'm going to make sure it's going to fit, tear off some more of the paper, and I'm thinking right here would look really cute. I'm just going to snip off some excess on both sides. And I'm going to go in with some of this Mod Podge. This is the dishwasher safe. And I'm just going to add the Mod Podge onto the center of this tray. And then add my piece of napkin on there. And add some more Mod Podge on the top part. And then put more Mod Podge on the top of everything just to seal it all up until it looks like this. Look how cute! So now I'm going to do a little dry brushing, and I don't show it until a little later. I thought I had the camera on, but I didn't. But here it is. I remembered and I turned it on, and I'm just doing some dry brushing on the beaded part, where it's like beaded accents, and also on the center, more, like very lightly all over the center. So essentially I dry brushed this whole piece, but mostly on where the beaded accents are. And I just keep adding the dry brushing until it looks like this. And that is it. It is done. So here's my inspiration piece from Pinterest, and here's mine. What do you guys think? Well, I'd like to take a moment and thank Mary Beth and Ellie for putting this together. I had a lot of fun creating for it and taking these inspired pieces and making them my own. I really had fun doing that, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And until my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong, and have a great day. And don't forget to follow the playlist. It'll be in my description box and pinned in my comments. Bye bye.